page of the Socialist Worker. In the top right there, it says, West threatens to ignite a wider war in the Middle East. The United States and Britain are targeting the Yemeni Houthi militia, which is a sign that imperialism is entering an even more vicious phase. So there you go. This was £1.
Freedom for Palestine. Hey, do you want to sign? Brilliant. Thank you so much. Come sign if you agree. Palestine must be free. Say no to Israeli
Unbelievable.
Say
Amazing.
No to genocide.
Amazing.
What brings you here today?
Yeah, the genocide in Gaza of the Palestinian people.
What does your sign say?
It says, well, my friend did this, so it's only Israel can genocide.
Israel, it says, right?
Israel. That was.
Why do you call it Israel?
I didn't make this placard actually, but someone just handed it to me. But yeah, I've heard it used before. That.
Yeah.
I didn't make the placard. I just got it from a friend of mine. That's a really bad British accent. But I've heard that. I've heard those wordings before, so it's okay. I'm holding up a sign that I have no idea what it means.
I hear people saying from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Do you subscribe to that view?
Yeah, kind of. With free, where everyone could be free in that land, sort of together. So.
And how would that happen?
Where everyone could live as equals. So yeah, so like
Kumbaya.
ending apartheid.
Kumbaya.
And how would that come about? What needs to happen, do you think, in your opinion, for that to happen?
I think people realising that everyone's equal. So I'd be here if this was happening to Israelis. I'd feel exactly the same if Israelis were being genocided.
Right. Israelis aren't being genocided, right? Right. Israelis, they're not being genocided at all. I'd be here if the Israelis were being genocided. Where are these people coming from?
For example.
And what did you think of what happened on October 7th? How does that play into all this?
Yeah, I think it's possibly a false flag.
False flag?
It's possibly, I think there's like clear evidence that Israel is partly responsible for the formation of Hamas. And I think there was clear evidence that Israel had been warned that this attack was coming.
Sorry, can you just turn your banner on? I want to take a picture of it. Great sword.
So you think Israel's responsible?
At least they knew it was coming. This attack was
They
coming
knew it was
because
coming.
Egypt had been warning, like the intelligence. There had been something like 7 hours before Israel responded.
1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more. 5, 6. Israel is a terrorist state.
You gave me this, and it shows some interesting things that I hadn't heard before, about what the Prophet Muhammad said about equality and about women and so on. And I was interested in particularly the last one about terrorism. And it says that terrorism in the Quran, killing of innocent is compared to killing the whole world, all of mankind. Can you tell us more about that?
So in essence, Islam does not allow the killing of innocents under any circumstances. In battlefield, in Surah 9 verse 5, often misquoted by Islamophobes to somehow stipulate that Islam allows the killing of innocents, when it doesn't. It's only when you are in a battlefield and your enemy is coming to you, then in self-defense you have to fight back, which is a given in any form of...
Yeah, well, in war you would accept that, of course. October 7th, was that a terrorist attack in your opinion?
So October 7th, these are many responses given to that. I mean, we have to go back to 1917, 1948, 1967. Yeah. The intricate involvement of the historical events which have led up to these, these events that have occurred. So it's just
Why is it that every time there's a terrorist attack that's committed by Hamas or the PLO or ISIS or Al-Qaeda or whatever happens, and there's something that happens in Israel, they always give it the excuse, well, it's all this bottled up tension. It's all this bottled up the anger and whatever. And it's been decades of stuff. And it all goes back to the beginning. And that's why this happened. That's a justification for a new terrorist attack in the new century. You're blaming that attack, the cause of it, for stuff that happened centuries ago. I'll never understand that. Never understand that. And neither do so many millions of other people around the world. But that's the excuse that's used by people here.
a frustration and overboiling. We
But you said it's forbidden
and overboiling,
to kill
the
innocents.
frustration.
absolutely it's forbidden to kill innocents.
But they did, right?
Well, that is what an understanding is given. There are different understandings. There is
Oh, really? Well, what's your understanding?
Well,
Different
from
understandings, a
other
different
sources
truth.
that I've read. Some people are of the opinion that factions of Hamas are in with the Israelis, giving them the pretext to do their acts. Others, well, I'm just.
Well, I'm just giving you a thing. You're giving your view. I'm giving my view.
Well, let him finish and I'll talk
go
to you.
on,
Yes.
go on.
No, stick around. I'm going to talk to you as well.
So on that basis, others take the view that it's just reacting to already being aware that, for example, there are natural gas reserves in Gaza, which Israel has become aware of, and through that Red Sea area where trade is taking place, where the Houthis are currently stopping certain shipments going through.
What do you believe? I'm just curious because
I'm just stating from what you hear. I'm not there, am I? So I can't say for certain what exactly has happened. Others,
But you're not there in Gaza either, but you're saying the genocide is happening, right?
but that's very clear for all of us to see. The actual bombings taking place and the death and destruction.
But 7th of October wasn't clear.
No, that was absolutely clear as well. But we can't be certain forever as to who done these acts. You see, although Hamas can make unilateral claims, that is just based upon certain factions. There are factions within them who said we had nothing to do with it.
I'm a Hindu, non-practicing. I do support Israel on this. You've got a right to defend. I see all the channels. I listen to people. You know, they're delusional. Unfortunately, people have a right to respond. There are only 50 million Jews in the world. You know. There are 2 billion Muslims. You know, I mean, what is a ratio, dude, mate? You know, it's a lot of bullshit going on, yeah? You know?
Very interesting point. And are you here for the protest?
I'm here for the protest to see what's going on. I heard there's a lot of Hamas supporters here. You know,
Who did you hear that from?
Oh, I've heard it from a lot of YouTube apostate channels. You know, they come here, infiltrate. You know, I want to see if it's true or not. You see, yeah. I mean, look. I'm a Hindu. You know, a Hindu temple was attacked last week by a Muslim guy in Wembley. You know, we're a very peaceful, successful community, far more than the Muslims, yeah? You know, you've got Prime Minister's fucking Hindu, mate. You know? So we don't get involved. Only people like me will get involved if I feel that we're being attacked as well. You know, the Jews are attacked.
Do you feel that Hindus are being attacked in the UK?
We are now, huh? Because they're afraid of, they're not afraid of us, they're jealous of us. Of our success, you know, we don't have any. It's like, you know, there are 10,000 Muslims in prison. Is people aware of this? Go and Google it. It's all there. You know, pedos, rapists, terrorists. There's only 0.4% of Hindus in prison for minor crimes like tax evasion. You know, we're not an aggressive species unless we're pushed.
Have you been here before to these protests in the past? And what did you see? What did you experience?
Okay, so obviously he's Hindu. He's taking it from that standpoint. But the fact of the matter, he goes, there's like 10,000, Muslims that are in British jails or whatever. He goes like 0.4% are Hindu population, and the Muslims are in there for rapes, muggings, murders, killings, drugs, whatever the thing is. He goes, oh, the Hindus, 0.4%, they're in there for things like tax evasion, misfiling paperwork. Okay, all right. He's just there for the what do you want to say? He's just there just to try to see if what they're saying out in the other YouTubers is exactly, what's going on. So that's his take on this story.
Well, I've been to a couple now, and they're very well policed, but I do not see any police there. That's what worries me.
Yeah.
Where are the police? Can you see anybody?
No.
There's a lot of undercover ones here. Look at what's going on here. I could be one. You never know. Man, I don't watch you much, but I do follow you guys.
Why not?
I like.
What do you mean you don't watch us much?
Mate,
I know your channel. I don't listen to it very much.
I'll try and listen again, mate. I will
Yeah,
listen.
yeah.
Put it on, mate.
Excuse me, mate.
Put
We
it
work
on. I'll
hard.
distribute it to my groups.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. What does that mean?
Well, it's quite self-explanatory. It needs to be.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, isn't it? Because I guess what I mean is, how would that come about? What would happen to the Israelis, etc.?
I don't.
I'm trying to think of how to word it.
Idiots. Total
Isn't it
idiots.
just as self-explanatory as the area of land? It's Palestine's land.
Yeah. So when you say Palestine, which bit? do you mean?
Yeah, the Gaza Strip,
The Gaza Strip,
the West Bank.
Bank.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know. Is there another
I thought it
part?
was self-explanatory. I'm getting confused now. I thought it was self-explanatory. What about either of you?
Bullshit question.
It's a bullshit question. Why? Well, tell me, why is it bullshit?
I'm not fucking getting involved in this, but it's so like inflammatory.
Right?
No, it's just really inflammatory.
Asking what that sign means.
Yeah.
It's inflammatory. Why is that?
Inflammatory there. I'm not getting involved.
Okay. All right. I didn't say.
Another stupid, idiotic, moronic retard. I'm not getting involved, but no, he has to say his stupid, idiotic comments. That just totally not right to say that, not right to ask a question. And those kids there, they don't have an effing clue as to why they're there. They're holding something. It's self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory. Palestine to be. I mean, they don't even know what the trope means. They don't know what the freaking the words have meanings in terms of the song that's being sung. It's an extermination. It's a genocidal song. These guys are absolutely unfreaking believable. They're unfreaking believable. And then that bloke walks along there basically and is saying, wants to chime in but doesn't want to get involved. What an idiot.
I was just asking what it meant.
Oh.
Do you agree with the sign?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, of course.
And what does it mean to you?
Palestinians to be free, you know?
Well, it says Palestine, so I was asking them which bit of the area.
Yeah, the people that are being oppressed, for them to be free, you know?
Yeah.
Gaza, West Bank, them people to be free, yeah.
Gaza and West Bank.
Yeah, all Palestinians in general, you know, because we know that what's going on. All of them are being oppressed, so for them to be free, you know, it's nothing, you know, it's clear as day, you know?
Yeah. Well, I was just asking them which bit of the land they mean, because some
okay.
people mean all of the land, including the bit where Israel is now. And that's why there's some debate about, what
I
that
think
means.
the main message is Palestinians that are being oppressed, for them to be free, you know, and for everyone to live in harmony, regardless of your religion or whatever it is. Because historically speaking, we say Muslims, Jews, Christians have been living there for centuries, you know, living in good peace. But when early in recent times, all of this issue has been going on, you know. But I think it's
How long would you say this issue's been going on?
As far as I know, obviously I'm not as educated on this topic, for example, with other people, but for roughly around 75 years, since I think the mandate from 45, just before after World War, I think is when the issues, you know, when the British came and started cutting up lands and taking the lands of the Palestinians, I think that's when the issue started, you know.
Well, yeah, before that you had the Ottoman Empire there, which had very strong control over the area. Yeah, that makes sense.
Any attack on civilians is not justified, you know, regardless of whatever happened, you know. But I think the issue really what is the origin of this problem, you know? History has not started October 7, you know. We have to see the real origin of this was, as I said, 75 years ago. Obviously, I'm not as educated on this topic, but because what I see now is this whole issue is being portrayed as if civilization and history started from October 7th and onwards. But no, that's not the real, that's only aspect. The whole issue is obviously, as we said, from 70, 80 years ago, and I think that contributes to what is going on today from both sides, you know, from the Palestinian side as well as the Israeli side.
All right, so we are now heading off from Bank towards.
Now that guy, at least he was civil in his discourse. He basically said, look, not everybody has a complete historical knowledge of what's going on. And even those with the historical knowledge have got their sides, obviously, both from the Palestinian side, the British side, the Israeli side, the world side, obviously. But but again, it's so easy to go back to the fact that what's happening today is the cause of decades, or if not centuries, of what's happened to the various peoples that have lived in the land of Israel, Palestine. And so the first thing that has to be said, no matter who starts it, whether they have any clue of history or any idea of what's going on, any idea of geography, history, whatever is that first, you must absolutely condemn any form of terrorist acts that occur from either side. In this side, it is Hamas, clearly. Now, as far as the proportionality of the attack and the proportionality of defending your country, defending your nation, defending your people, that can be debatable. But the fact of initial defense of your nation, your country, and your people, I don't think that's debatable. You need to be able to do that. The initial response needs to be, I mean, I don't think but there are people that don't even like the initial response. We're not even talking about in the days in the days and weeks after. I'm just talking the first 3, 4, 5 days. Anyways, let's continue.
It's starting to get busy. Still haven't seen a single police officer since we got into the main section of the protest. But
That's
we're about
amazing.
to get into
No
a really
police.
busy
That's
part.
so
Hopefully,
amazing that
we will
there's no
see
police there.
more people
Wow.
and chat to them.
Very
That's not nice
striking.
to say it. Fucking sort it out. Stop killing kids, basically.
Get out of fucking Gaza and leave the Palestinians alone, you bastards.
My one sentence would be, please, please, please stop bombing the little children of Gaza. It is breaking the hearts of the mothers of the world and breaking the hearts of everyone.
Fuck Israel and go suck your mum. That's what I would say first and foremost. Second and foremost, go back to your land. Palestine is not your land. The president, you are from Poland. I know this is more than one sentence, but still, just go and suck your mum.
Stop bombing. Work for peace.
Build a new Workers' Party, a socialist alternative to Sunak and Starmer for a socialist intifada.
Yeah.
What's a socialist intifada?
If I'm being honest with you, I just got this at the stand over there.
Okay.
I don't actually know the definition of the word intifada,
Okay.
but I mean...
Do any of you know the definition of the word intifada? Stop bombing.
What a bunch of idiotic retards. They don't even know what the word intifada means. Just got a sign, hold it up, walk around, you know, just a day in the park, basically, a day in the park.
I mean, Gaza, that makes sense. What about that one? Yeah. And what does that mean?
Well, it means
I don't know.
It's to stop the Israeli occupation of Palestine.
From which river to which sea?
River Jordan.
From
Bank of the West Bank of the River Jordan.
from the Jordan to the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. So does that mean that all of Israel should be, what is now Israel, should be Palestine, in your opinion?
No, I personally don't think that. I think there's, I mean, I'm definitely not the person to talk to about this, but I know that there's multiple strategies that people have come up with, like a two-state solution or one-state solution. I think ideally I would like to see one multi-faith state that is neither Israel nor Palestine.
Walking with this protest, there's definitely a...
Most are mainstream media, yes, and notably the BBC.
Okay. And what would you say is a good alternative for people to get information?
I would name a few. Middle East Eye, Democracy Now, Double Down News. They're all they're alternative media that are more impartial and more factual.
In terms of the BBC, for example, what would you say are the main things that they've got wrong about this conflict?
Completely twist the facts, twist the truth. Yeah.
Like what? Can you give us some examples?
An easy example just from yesterday, the court, the filing of the Court of Just, the genocide claim against Israel.
By South Africa.
By South Africa. BBC covers the defense by Israel, but does not actually cover the claim made by South Africa. That's just one basic example just from yesterday.
Thousands in our millions.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Every march for Palestine, well, this round anyway, same as everyone else, don't agree with genocide.
From speaking to protesters at the March Against Anti-Semitism, they feel that Israel was attacked, and so it's going to respond. And when you have people hiding in among buildings in densely populated areas, you are going to get a lot of civilian casualties, but it's because Israel is having to make sure there's no terrorist threat on its border. That's what they would say.
Well, they would say that, wouldn't they? I mean,
what would you say?
I would say that anybody who was engaged in genocide, that wanted to kill people, wanted to kill as many civilians as they could, would use an excuse like that. That's what I would say.
So would you say that Israel is deliberately targeting civilians?
Yes.
I have a speaker.
You have a speaker?
I have a microphone.
Yeah.
I have lots of Palestinian activist tunes, if you can call them that.
Can you give us one?
Yeah.
Go for it. Let's do it.
We see ourselves as one big family. This whole world's a family.
Yeah.
We don't care for each other. We don't have. We lose that humanistic nature, then everything's gone. Everything's lost. So we're here grieving for our brothers and sisters who are losing, who are suffering, and we're here just to show our support.
Are you Sikh?
Yes,
It's interesting because we met a Hindu guy here who was completely very pro-Israel, but you guys clearly on the side of the Palestinians, I'm guessing.
We're here for where there's injustice, you will find Sikhs. So where you find people who are downtrodden, it doesn't matter where they're from, what community they're from, we're for the poor, we're for all. We believe in the oneness in everybody. So we will not see any difference in anybody, but where someone is being downtrodden, with the Sikhs will stand with them.
We need a ceasefire right now, don't we?
Yeah.
So what else would I be here for?
And how will that happen? So how will the ceasefire happen? Who should do what, in your opinion?
The UK, the US, all the international powers, whoever's out there that can control this right now, we need to stop so we can communicate. We cannot communicate if we keep fighting each other. So ceasefire right now, and then we can move on from there. A ceasefire means ceasing from both sides fire, which is what we're asking for. So we're not asking for one side or the other, we're just saying stop the bombing, stop the wars.
So you're talking to both sides, is what you're saying?
Everyone, stop killing, just stop. And then we can have a conversation about what's coming next. But right now, as we're having conversations and people are still dying, what's the point?
Yeah.
So ceasefire.
Yeah.
That's where we need to start.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Cheers. Have a nice day. I was just going to ask you what a socialist intifada would look like. You don't want to talk to us. Fair enough. No one wants to tell us what a socialist intifada is. It's very annoying.
What's your name?
My name is Konstantin. What's yours?
Is it Konstantin Kisin?
Yes.
I'm quite busy at the
You're in the
moment.
middle? Okay, no worries.
Hi, have I seen you on GB News?
I haven't been on GB News for like a year, but you might have done, yeah.
Well,
I mean, I also speak on the BBC
During the
and
COVID wars.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was on your side. in the
Oh,
COVID
okay.
wars.
Tell us about the Workers' Party and why you're here.
We're here to show solidarity with the people of Palestine and with the people of Yemen who are just being bombed.
What brings you here today?
There's a reason why the reason why they're killing kids, and since October, how many kids has died because of Israel.
Can I ask why you all have your faces covered? I'm just curious.
No, we're just having our face covered because it's cold.
It's cold?
Yeah, it's cold.
Okay.
Shall I open if you want?
Say again?
Open if you want.
Oh, no, I'm just asking. That's all. And have you been to these protests before?
Yeah,
Do you come regularly?
The reason why we're here is because Israel is killing and murdering kids, and we need the world to wake up. Wake up, guys!
And why do you think Israel is doing this?
Because they want land. I feel like they want land.
They want land. So I see you've got a sign that says journalism that get paid for selling lies, and I'm guessing that's Piers Morgan, right?
Yes.
Okay. And on the right, journalism that pays the price for telling the truth. Who's that?
Wael al-Dahdoh.
And who is he?
He is the man of truth, man of bravery. He is the one who sacrificed all his family for the cause of Gaza and did not move out of Gaza, insisted to be there.
Why do you say that this is journalism that's selling lies?
It's very obvious what is going on, all the lies about what happened on the October 7th, the justification for the genocide, they're all based on lies.
When you say lies about October 7th, what do you mean?
All those allegations that we never saw any footages of decapitated children that Piers Morgan always asked about, and all those women that got gang raped. In contrast, we saw so many hostages freed. They were talking about the good treatment they had during their captivity.
Now, obviously, one of the things that we've talked a lot about in these videos in the past is the fact that the way the mainstream media is covering these issues isn't always reliable. And you see that at this protest and every other one we've covered. What publication you read or what news you watch determines what you think and what you think the facts are of any given situation. That's why we've tried to do these videos by talking to people directly and give you a picture of what's actually happening on the ground.
Well, folks, that was a great piece done by, Trigonometry and Konstantin Kisin and his entire group, going to these places, going to these protests, going to these demonstrations, and getting a smattering of views and opinions, from all sides. There were people in there, like that earlier person, the Hindu person who was there, who was on the side of the Israelis. Obviously, at a protest, a demonstration like this here, you've got your people that just, the tag-alongs, that just come along just because, hey, it's something to do on for the day, or if they have it, set up for the weekend, just go out there. I would have to admit, pretty peaceful. I mean, people just walking around. Yeah, some shouting going on. I'm sure there's a bunch of drinking happening as well, or whatever. People dancing around the streets, as you just saw a little bit ago. But the fact of the matter is, Konstantin is so right in terms of that. It all depends upon where are you getting the initial information from. What channels are you watching? What newspapers are you reading? What social media sites are you going to? Where are you getting your information from? Is it coming from Israeli news? Is it coming from Palestinian news? Is it coming from, a Russian TV? Is it coming from Al Jazeera? Is it coming from Fox News, CNN, the BBC? And then, so you're getting a slant from their biases are going to be shown, their prejudice, whatever it is, from all sides is going to be there. But the bottom line still begs the fact is that a horrible terrorist event occurred on October 7th with the killing of 1,200 to 1,500 Jewish people, men, women, children, babies, whatever, heads decapitated, rapes going on, burnings, all kinds of stuff. And where you saw that lady up there who held up the sign about Piers Morgan and, that these guys are just telling lies, you know what? They should release those videos, those GoPro videos. I don't know why they're not releasing them. People can, mainstream needs to release these videos. The government needs to release those so people can actually see for themselves. So you don't have people like this idiot lady over there, thinking in her mind that nothing happened. It was all just, made up. Because that's what's going to happen. And then you know what, though? Even if you did show it, I can see from the side that they'd say this was all, faked. It was all made up by the Israelis. Nothing like this happened. It was just, it was all a setup. It was all, as I said, it was just faked to say all this thing happened. I mean, I don't know how they would be able to really justify that, but you know what? People, they do and say anything and believe whatever they want to believe these days. That's what's happening. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasir. And if you haven't already done so, we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow us. You all know what to do. My final thought, as always, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.